One of the 5 online apps that I chose was Quizlet. The reason why I selected this is because it is a great way to create study guides for students that gives them multiple studying options. The goals and objectives are to show the ease of how to create a new study guide, as well as show the multiple ways students can use the site to study content. Intended audience is for my peers to show you how you can use the site, as well as for students to show them the benefits of studying with Quizlet. As with a lot of other sites, you do need to create a user profile, but it is a free thing to do. Once you have created a user profile, you have a couple of options. If you don't want to reinvent the wheel, you can try to search for something that will work for your students. Maybe you're doing a project on the Civil War. By typing in a search for Civil War, it's going to bring up different Quizlets that have already been created pertaining to the Civil War. You can look through them and see if any of these work for you. If so, you can click on it, you can copy it, and you can put it into your own profile. You can share this one directly with the class from somebody else, however you want to do it. If you wanted to actually work on creating your own, there is a button up top here that says Create. You would just click on that. And when you're creating a new study guide, you want to start off by naming it. And then from there you have a couple of different options. You can add a label diagram if you wanted to. You can then work on entering in your various study guide information. So you could either go through and enter in a term and then go to the definition and enter these in. Or else if you've already done something on Word or something else, you can actually import from other sites. So I went ahead and created a few questions on this Microsoft Word template. All I did to separate the question from the definition or term from definition is I hit the tab button. And so I'm going to copy all 3 of these, go back to the site, and paste them in. I already have tab selected. So at this point in time, I can import. And you can see that my 3 terms just showed up here. It's a very quick, easy way in order to create a study guide. To show you one that's already been created, this is one I created on the principles of flight, and this gives, when you give this link to students, it gives them numerous different options in order to study the material. They can click on the Learn option, and this is going to come up with terms up here. What 2 terms are used to determine the aspect ratio of an aircraft? I know that that is chord and span, so I'll click there. Correct, nicely done, continue. And oh boy, this one's asking me to type the answer. I'm going to say C. I know that that's not correct, but that's okay. So you can see how it comes up with instant feedback saying that, nope, I didn't get this one right. And it gives me what the correct answer was and what I actually put down. So if I wanted to try a different method of studying, let's go to option number 2. Option number 2 is flashcards. With the flashcards, it has it one at a time, so the force that tries to pull an aircraft down, if I didn't know the answer, I could click to flip, or else in this case I do know the answer, is wait. If you're not certain how to, if you're doing foreign language or something like that, wait. You can actually have it speak. So this is just a basic flashcard. The other nice thing about this is that it does give you an option to print out the set as flashcards as well, so that way if you wanted to have physical flashcards to be able to study with, you can do that as well. Some of the other study options that Quizlet does offer is the ability to write. I know this is taking a long time to load here. Okay, so this one would allow you to actually type in your answer and see if you get it correct or not. It tells you how many remaining questions you have, how many you got correct, how many you got incorrect. Going on to the next type of a study option that students would have with a Quizlet set is spell.
Wait.
So this is more for elementary type teachers, so that they could actually go ahead and try to work on spelling lists and things like that. Then the next option on here is going to be the test option. And when you click on test, it actually gives the students a practice test. It gives them various different ways in order to answer the questions. They have some that are typely answers, they have matching questions, they have multiple choice type questions, true false type questions, and it will generate this automatically for you once you have put in your terms and definitions. And then comes to what I find students like the most about this application is the game part. So we have this match one here, where it's going to randomly take some of the different terms, some of the different answers, and it's going to put up all these various things. And what you do is you click and you try to drag in order to match items, and once you match them, they disappear. If you don't get it right, it says, nope, it's not right, nope, it's not right. So yes, there is some that way that like students could just go ahead and guess until they got it all right, but you can also see the time is going here, and it also gives a best time. If you had 30 students doing this at the same time and doing it time and time again, it will actually stack their results against each other. Another thing that you can do is the gravity challenge. And with the gravity challenge, you can choose a difficulty level. I'm going to go ahead and say easy. I'm going to do all. If you've starred some on your own personal set, because those are the ones you're having difficulty with, you can go ahead and just choose the ones that are starred. And then let's go. So as the asteroids actually come down, what motion occurs on the vertical axis? That is yaw. And the asteroid disappears. If I allow them to get down here, it will eventually destroy my world. The last feature that Quizlet has is something that's very similar to Kahoot and also to quizzes. It's a live version so that students can play against each other. It works in much the same fashion as those other sites, in that once you get in here, you can create a game. You can choose whether you want definition and term or term and definition, which way you want to do it. And then it gives a code for students to be able to answer. I can't actually preview this one because I don't have 4 waiting students here in order to show how it works once the game gets going. So that was a very basic introduction to Quizlet. I find that it is a great way for students to be able to study. If you have a student that does not have internet access at home, you can actually then print off the flashcards for them and provide them with that so that they have something to study with. In regards to standards, this meets standard ISTE C.3.C, which states coach teachers in and model use of online and blended learning, digital content, collaborative learning networks to support and extend student learning, as well as expand opportunities and choices for online professional development for teachers and administrators. And it also meets standard ISTE E.7.A, which says provide alternative ways for students to demonstrate competency and reflect on their learning using technology. I hope you enjoyed this introduction to Quizlet.